Okay, this is your favorite homeboy giving a testimonial on my favorite client here, Gary Unruh. Uh, and he's one of my first clients when I first started real estate, and he's here to kind of tell you what his experience was. Gary?
I was working up in Mississippi as a general manager to a large auto group up there, and I was in the process of leaving that job because of financial reasons and the fact that my family was stationed back here in Georgetown, so I had to get home. Things were kind of falling apart for me financially, and when I came home, I realized that my house was in a position with the bank that they were fixing to own it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had very limited time. When I walked back in my house after coming directly home from Mississippi, I talked to my mortgage lender, and my mortgage bank said that I had roughly 3 weeks
Wow.
left before they owned my home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was unaware of that situation because up to that time I'd let my wife manage most of our financial issues and
Mm-hmm.
affairs.
Mm-hmm.
And as I recall, I think I found Ed in the phone book.
Mm-hmm.
And I called Ed, and I think he came over to my house rather quickly because things had to happen rather quickly. I had equity in my home.
Mm-hmm. I came over quickly because I had no business too.
I doubt if I knew at the time Ed was brand new, but I realized when I sat across the table from Ed, and he realized looking at my face that I was in a stressful situation. Anyway, I proposed to Ed that he sell my home, and I also mentioned that I had roughly maybe 3.5 weeks before the bank owned it. So we
Mm-hmm.
had to list it, sell it, close it in a limited number of
Yeah,
days.
fast.
Um, it wasn't probably more than about 4 or 5 days before I had an offer on the table. We had asked $229,000 for my home.
Mm-hmm.
Ed brought me an offer of $228,000. And jokingly, but with a serious look on my face, I said, Ed, I think we need to counter. And Ed about fell out of his
I
chair.
remember that.
Ed about fell out of his chair. Of course, I was joking. And you know what? I'm a Christian, and I believe that God was in this thing all the way because
That's
I
right.
had put a lot of money in this homestead.
Mm-hmm.
It was 6.5 acres over here off of County Road 245. And I'd put in quite a few amenities and put a lot of cash in it, so I wanted some money back.
Mm-hmm.
Or within 3.5 weeks or so, it wasn't going to be mine to get any money back.
Yep.
We listed it, we sold it. God brought us an offer of a gentleman and his family out of California. And within that very short period of time, Ed set it all up, masterminded it, got it done. We negotiated Ed's commission, and we beat each other up on that. Down to a sliding scale issue. You know, the faster he sold it, the more he made. The more money he made me, the more money he made, and it turned out to be a beautiful thing for both of us.
All right. And that was how many years ago, Gary?
It seems like that was approximately about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah, 4.5. And today you're in my office, and because we're working on another contract, right?
Yeah, we're working on a contract presently for my mom and dad who now live in East Texas in Crockett, and they're in the age of 89, I think. My dad in 83, and we're trying to make an offer on a home for them over here in Sun City, and hopefully things go well for us. And I've used Ed several times as far as recommending him, and I wouldn't use anybody else. Ed and I seem to get along. We like family now, and it doesn't take much for me to find that when you find somebody that's a winner, I stick with it.
All right. Hey, thanks, Gary. And if you guys want to sell your home fast and with more money, make sure you remember your favorite homeboy, Edward. All right. Bye-bye.